All right, Mr. Rico Beard, you've got some interesting news. We'll get back to the Lions at 5. You missed anything, Odyssey.com. Rewind. Rico, floor is yours.
Mike, we just finished talking about Caleb Williams, quarterback for USC, reigning Heisman Trophy winner, and foregone conclusion, he's going to be the number one quarterback taken in this upcoming NFL draft. Well, hold that thought for a second, because his father came out and talked. Quote, the funny thing about the NFL process is he'd almost be better off not being drafted than being drafted first. That's what Carl Williams said. The system is completely backwards. The way the system is constructed, you go to the worst possible situation, the worst possible team, the worst organization in the league because of their desire for parity. They get the first pick. So it's the gift and the curse. He also said his son may stick around because of NIL money and just play one more year. Not guaranteed he will go in the NFL draft. And to add to that, Mike, I know you love these NIL stories. Based off of what just happened last weekend, Shedeur Sanders gained $1 million in NIL evaluation. He made money off of the victory over TCU. Also, Travis Hunter went from making $360,000 to $1.8. So, yeah. NIL is going to force a lot of good players to really make the tough decision. Do I want to go play for a bad team, or do I want to sit and collect money? And I can make just as much money as your average rookie, or more money than your average rookie.
Yeah, but that's
staying.
Hold on. They're not average rookies. Caleb would go number 1 or number 2. So right off the top, that argument is void. Second of all, what a loser. You know, it's funny. Joe Burrow got drafted by the worst organization in football, and he's turned the town into his, and he turned it all around. Trevor Lawrence got drafted by a garbage bin franchise. He's turned it all around. Justin Herbert. Chargers are a bad organization. Weird. Made it work. I get so tired of this because you know what this is? This is the most Gen Z or millennial nonsense ever. Oh, the system's backwards. Wah. They want to pay you $50 million. Cry elsewhere, Carl. Oh, the system's backwards. My kid should be able to ... do whatever the F he wants. Well, you know what? Welcome to the real world, sir.
Right. No, but
NIL money, stop.
No,
unless Steven Spielberg writes a check to USC to pay Caleb $20 million to stay, it's an idiotic argument.
I don't know,
Sorry,
man.
Rico.
No, I don't. I mean,
on.
He's got the Wendy's commercials. He's the Dr. Pepper commercials. He's making some serious loot. He doesn't want to go to Arizona to sit behind Kyler Murray or hope that they get rid of Kyler Murray. NIL is just the latest symptom of this. I mean, heck, the Mannings did this when they came out. I don't want to play for this team. I don't want to go to this team. I'm going to dictate where I want to go.
So just so you understand now.
Yeah.
You're talking about going number 1 overall, and your deal will be an estimated $45 million with approximately $29 million guaranteed. And you think I want to hear from Caleb Williams or his dad about, well, we'll go back to USC. Let me tell you something. You're playing a blood sport. All right? Ask Ryan Shazier how fast it can turn.
Fair.
I'll tell you what, ask Willis McGahee. Ask these guys. You're insane. Here, Rico, I know you're a big Jake Butt guy. Look what happened to him in his last game. The point I'm making is the idea that today's athlete thinks they are entitled to a system that solely caters to them. This is a business. So how do you want to do it exactly? You want to start doing a stupid lottery like the NBA does? Oh, I know what we should do. Caleb wants to play for the Chiefs, so he should just be able to do that. That's not the world we live in. Rico, you know what it is? I'm projecting my anger and angst towards college athletes right now, and it's manifesting in Caleb and Carl Williams when it's not all about them. I'm just so frustrated. The minute something doesn't go exactly the way you want it to go, now we run to the media and we cry about it.
No, but here's what also happens, Mike, and you hear this term all the time. You're going to bet on yourself because if you're Caleb, you're right. $45 million contract, $29 million is guaranteed. And if you come out next year and you're still the number one pick, you'll make that money plus whatever you made at USC.
Good.
Let's say you made an extra $15 million at USC next year, and you're still the number one pick. He's going to bet on himself.
First of all, any college athlete making $15 million in a singular season is absolute nonsense. Nonsense. Michigan football in sum total brings in $100 million. There's no one player worth $15 million. That's asinine.
No, I mean, there's not, but there's 2 national commercials with him in it. So that's
why
I can
Rico,
easily see.
I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, I, as a fan of college football, I have no problem with these players making money. I have no problem with Blake Corum, who's a senior. He's put in the work. He's a badass, and he wants to make $1 million, singular. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, do you. Buy your family a home, buy yourself a nice car, do whatever you want to do. You start talking about a guy making $15 million, making more money than Christian effing McCaffrey. No. Rico, I have a right to say I don't like it. I'm not denying its existence. I'm not mad at you. I'm just telling you, I think there's a lot of people like me who look at it and they go, I'm not doing this. Mm-hmm. Not doing it. This is ridiculous. Oh, Shedeur Sanders engineered an upset this week. So he gets a raise? Mm-hmm. I mean, what is this guy? Did he hit his quota selling air conditioners? Is he working for an HVAC company?
Well, you know what?
Come on.
Second prize is steak knives.
Right. Third, you're fired. Always be closing. Rico, it's tacky.
It is tacky, but it's as a matter of fact, now that I think about it, Caleb is actually in 3 national commercials because I forgot he's in the Heisman House commercials as well.
Media market beard.
So, yeah, you're going to see people like him. It's not right. I understand your frustration, but he's like, you know what? I'm my own business. I got to do what's best for me. And
here's an idea.
Yeah.
Be a winner because time has shown you the real ones, they go to a town and they change it. They change the culture. They change the franchise. They make it theirs. So you know what, Caleb? Maybe you just aren't him, as the kids like to say.
Okay.
See, it makes me think less of him.
No. But in all fairness, there may be an exception on the table. The Cardinals are a horrible organization. I mean, from ownership down. They are just dysfunctional. Where the other ones were bad teams.
Hold on. The Bengals weren't dysfunctional?
Say what?
The Bengals were as dysfunctional as it got.
Okay, you know what? Fair.
And I mean, Jacksonville? Hello, Urban Meyer proctologist.
Mistakes were made.
I'm just saying. And Rico, you're absolutely right that there's a huge bust rate with the number 1 pick overall for quarterbacks. I'd argue there's a huge bust rate for the position in sum total. I'm just saying, the last thing I want to hear is, well, if it's not exactly what I want, you know what? Go to hell. How about that? And I'll just take Drake May, who's better than you anyways. How's that sound?
Yeah, but hold on. Because he's not the first. I mean, wow, I think it's too early for him and his dad to do this. He ain't the first guy to do this.
No, and I ripped Eli Manning too. I ripped his ass too. Well, first of all, John Elway happened when Rico was getting his PhD. I'll let him comment on that. I was 4. Eli, I ripped his ass. Oh, mommy and daddy had to save you. If his last name was Smith, he would have gotten buried. I don't want to play for San Diego. Oh, please. Shut up. I get tired of it. It's just enough. All right, you're going to get paid $40 million. Shut your mouth, go to work, show us how good you are. I don't want to hear it.
Well, like I said, he's got options, and we're going to see how this goes. But according to his father, he may not go into the draft. I guess it depends on who's going to have that number 1 pick because he feels like he's going to be the number 1 pick. He wants to pick his destination, or I take my $15 million and go back to the beach in Southern California, which is a tough life.
248-539-9797. Get your phone calls. Get some ticket texts as well. Got a football today to get to you as well. 97.1.